Something's magical in our world, come to monitor the transfer. He probably had a "we'll be watching you, punk" speech ready for me as well. The changeling flipped back his Joey Ramone hairdo and raised his hand, my hand, to signal readiness for the transfer. And as a bonus for ordering a body transfer today, I'd receive one memory transfer absolutely free. 25 years of selected life history and real-world memories from the changeling, where I lived, where I worked, who I'd talked to, what had happened on TV the last 25 years, all part of the arrangement so that I wasn't clueless, jobless, homeless, and presumed dead by the mundane authorities when I returned home. I hoped he hadn't watched Star Trek IV. It was just coming out when I got exiled, and I really wanted to experience it myself. Yes, despite Star Trek III. And music, oh, dear gods, I hoped this guy had listened to decent music. Wait, did I cancel my Columbia Record and Tape Club membership before exile? Or did I owe them like $10,000 for a whole stack of unwanted tapes at this point? Well, I'd know soon enough. The sun melted beneath the horizon and twilight began. A time for transitions. I felt the transfer begin. On the beach, the enforcer kicked the changeling in the gut and flung something glittering at the portal. The transfer cut off. What the? The flung object disintegrated against the barrier between worlds, and a screech cut through my mind like a rabid cat's claws being scratched across a chalkboard. Roiling clouds of gibbering ink gathered above our heads. My warden grabbed me in a gummy bear hug. Betrayers. The word echoed through my mind. He dragged me back from the portal, but I struggled against him, willed myself forward. No, I projected back. I didn't do this. Damn it, let me go, you slimy... Beyond the portal, the enforcer pulled out a wand and pointed it at the changeling. At my body. Purple lightning danced from the end of the twisted black stick, like a neon snake having seizures, and my fey body heart lurched as I watched the arc strike my real body. Except that somehow, the changeling deflected the lightning back at the enforcer, flinging the man back. The dark hair and black suit of the enforcer rippled for a second as he flew into the surf, and I caught a glimpse of blonde hair, beard, and black robes beneath. A glamour. Someone had disguised themselves as an enforcer. The portal began to shrink. The screeching clouds above me fell silent. Then a house-sized blob of deep black nothingness plummeted down like a screaming meteor of "oh crap, this can't be good." There was no point in arguing with my wardens now. I reached out to my body, not with my will, but through the natural resonance between body and spirit, using skills learned during years of necromancy training with grandfather. The connection was immediate. I traveled free of the fey body and through the shrinking portal. As I hit the barrier, I felt a cold beneath me. The kind of cold that freezes lungs and makes yetis shiver. And then I fell to my hands and knees on the pebble beach. Sharp points bit into my palms and shins. Chilly water splashed over my hands and wrists. The smell of salt air and rotting sea plants blasted into my awareness. I looked up to see the portal flickering. Beyond, the plummeting blackness shredded the warden like a statue of multicolored sand blasted by high wind. The portal winked out. That can't be good, I muttered. A bit of drool fell into the frothy brine between my hands. Oh, wow. I was back in my body. A real body. I was alive. And I was home. Wherever home was. The body transfer worked. But I hadn't received the changeling's memories. I had no clue where I was other than a beach. Had the other exile made it out? I looked in the direction he'd stood in the other realm, but rocky bluffs rose from the spot. If he had escaped, he was probably miles from here given the funky way distance worked between our world and the other realm, and I couldn't sense the changeling. He'd most likely returned through the portal only to be destroyed, which just left me and the attacker. I rose and wavered a bit as I readjusted to having a physical body. I looked around, but I stood alone on the beach. The attacker must have fled. Crap. It was nice to not have a